Hey everybody, I have a helper. Jim inspired Gary. He's going to help tonight too.
All right, here.
I'm inspired. I just can't watch TV while she's doing this.
So tonight we are going to make Death by Chocolate Cake. If you are looking for a really yummy dessert, this is the one for you. And we're going to use our whip mix because I love the whip mix. It's one of my favorite pieces of Tupperware. And you can do this, of course, with your classic whisk in a bowl and all that, but I like the whip mix.
She loves it so much.
So the whip mix we use for all kinds of stuff. It has 2 gears. You have your 2-wheel drive and your 4-wheel drive, so to speak. So you can do your light and fluffy, your puddings, your mousses. You can make your own whipped topping. You can do your scrambled egg mix, pancake mixes. That's what you use it for.
I still say the engineers did this all backwards on the gears, but that's all right.
There's still 2 gears. He just thinks they should be opposite of what they are. It's fine.
Absolutely.
And then when you're doing thicker things, then you need to flip the gear so that it will do thick things like mashed potatoes or brownie mix, or tonight we're going to do cake. So we are going to start, always put your liquids in first. So we have our milk and our eggs. Dumping. Okay, you go ahead. We have our milk and our eggs. We're going to put in there first. And then we are going to use our most fabulous Tupperware kitchen shears. We have 3 sets of them here in our kitchen. And pretty much every day you have to wash at least 1 pair, sometimes
Absolutely.
more than 1. I use them for trimming back my flowers. I use them for cutting open bags like this when we are getting out a roast, cutting up your meat, cutting the fat off of stuff. The kids are here. It's a really fast and easy way to cut up their food, even just really quick and easy and fast. So we've got our chocolate cake. We are going to those great little babies that we get to have over sometimes. We have our pudding mix.
Oh, yeah.
I think you should start mixing that up a little bit here.
I'm about to make a mess.
No.
Totally.
Definitely not making a mess. So we're going to start mixing that up. And as it starts to get a little bit thicker, then you're going to have to flip it to the other gear, whichever gear that is, gear 1.
No, gear 1.
Gear 2.
Gear 2 is all I'm doing.
Okay, gear 2, because it's thick.
Gear 1.
So, say gear 1, you really can't do it. But you, amazing, flip it, and it goes. It's great.
Makes no sense.
It makes sense to me. First gear, slow, light, and fluffy. Second gear, thick. And so then we have, the last thing to add is our chocolate chips. And it looks like it's mixing it up pretty good. So it's super thick. This is a very thick batter.
Yeah,
now that you add everything in there. You know, even when you're using your electric mixers, you often have to take your spatula and scrape the sides. And Tupperware has the best spatula. And you can also take this and, real easy, gently, it will kind of self-clean here just a little bit. It works really nice, especially if you flip it the other gear. There you go.
Okay, hold on to it.
Okay, you go ahead. You do that. Now, if the kids were here, or if you guys weren't live, we might just, eat some of the batter because, that's what we do. Well, I do anyway. You can, if it's plain, you can turn it upside down and it will stand up on your cutting board. You can flip it over. And then the last thing we're going to do is mix in a little bit of chocolate chips. There we go.
Just a little bit.
A little bit, 3/4 cup. I like the mini chips. If you like the big bites of chocolate, use the regular size. That is totally fine, whatever you like. And we'll just stick our spatula in our micro pitcher here. We are going to make this in the stack cooker. Absolutely one of the best pieces you can have in your kitchen.
Oh.
Don't pop top off now.
It's really thick.
It's thick, but it's mixing it. No power needed. Great for the camper, great for the dorm room. This is just something that you can use anywhere and everywhere. So we're gonna make this in the stack cooker, like I said. And the stack cooker is all the pots and pans you're ever going to need.
Uh-oh.
Pop the handle off.
She didn't put it together right.
I heard it click. I think you were getting a little crazy there and you popped the handle off.
Oh,
all the pots and pans you're ever going to need for the microwave. You need a plate cover, The cover of the stack cooker works perfectly over your plates. No snap, crackle, pop getting all over your microwave. It comes with a colander, so you can actually brown your hamburger, your sausage, even cook your bacon, and all the grease will drip down into the bottom. You can use the shallow colander, so it'll go in there, or you can put it into the deep colander. It's also nice that you can take your rice or potatoes, put those in the bottom. You can do like your chicken breast on the top, and as your chicken breast or your pork chops are cooking, the juices will go down and flavor your potato or your rice that's in the bottom. And then you can take the cover and you can invert it, so you can actually do a little cobbler, or you could do another side, put it right in there. 3 courses in 18 minutes in your microwave. So it's just a great piece that you can do multiple things, or you can just do one thing. I know a lot of people like to steam their hamburger or their sausage. Just using it for that is a great money saver. You don't have to sit there at the stove and, mix with it, worry about if it's getting overcooked or not. And then you have all of that grease in the bottom. We call that the heart attack in a bowl. You can really see all that yuck that is down in the bottom of there, that if it was in the skillet, is that tasting good?
Yep. Good thing I washed it earlier.
If it was in the skillet, it would be cooking into your meat. You can also use this for cooking a whole chicken. You can use it for doing one of Gary's favorite recipes that he likes to make is the dump lasagna. I haven't made that in a while. Put your uncooked hamburger in here, uncooked noodles, layer it with your sauce and your cheese, and make sure you end with sauce on the very top. Put that in the microwave, and in 18 minutes you have a big pot of dump lasagna. Works really great. Tonight we are going to use it for the cake. Now it's naturally non-stick in here, so we don't have to use that pan or anything. It does come with a cone. So we're just going to set the cone right in the center there. And because this recipe is so thick, you do need to use it in a bundt pan or your stack cooker with the cone. Oh, the cone's moving. My assistant walked away.
Uh-oh.
Just when I needed his help, he walked away. And we're going to dump this around. Now, whenever you are making a cake in the microwave, first of all, it's going to be much faster. So you're saving on your energy bills, because instead of running your oven for 45 minutes, I already got it, thanks.
I'm not done yet.
Then we are just going to use the microwave for about 8 minutes. The other thing is you don't need as much liquid. If you're making a cake, you want to cut down on your liquids by about a quarter. So if it calls for 1 1/4 cups of liquids, you only want to have 1 cup. So it doesn't take nearly as much liquid, because it is a drier, or the oven is a drier heat than the microwave. So we are doing that. Also, you want to let it sit about 5 minutes before you bake it, because that chemical reaction, everything mixed together, in the oven, it's a very slow process, where in the microwave, it's going to go from batter to done in 8 minutes. So it needs a few minutes to let it sit, start to rise, get all that good stuff going on. So you can see we have our cake in here. We're going to pop it in the microwave. The rule of thumb when you're doing this in the microwave, if you don't cover it in the oven, you don't cover it in the microwave. You can also, if you would like, you can put your cover at the bottom of your microwave, just to kind of raise that up and help it to cook a little more evenly. Or if you don't have a turntable, sometimes people do that as well. But we're just going to pop this in the microwave for 8 minutes.
Pop it!
And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to show you the finished product or not, but when it comes out, we're going to let it sit about 5 minutes, and then we're actually going to invert it right onto the cover. We're going to flip it out. It's going to go right into the cover. And then the base of the stack cooker works as a really nice cake cover. So we can wash that up, put it over the top, and let it sit as the cover. Don't even have to get out our round cake taker if we don't want to, or if we don't want to do the dishes, we get the round cake taker out and cover it with the cake taker and just pop all this into the dishwasher. So I hope that you guys enjoy this really quick and easy, delicious chocolate recipe. I tell you what, next time we come back, maybe we'll show you the pineapple upside down cake. That's another one of Gary's favorites. Also, we have a hot fudge pudding recipe, a hot fudge pudding cake recipe that you don't want to miss. That's our oldest son's favorite dessert. We made it for him many years on his birthday. A really great, easy, quick recipe that, again, you can do in your stack cooker in the microwave. So the temperatures are heating up outside. You don't want to be running that oven for 45 minutes. It's great to be able to make these desserts fast and easy in your microwave. Way less time, and you're not heating up your kitchen with your oven going on for a long time.
True that.
All right. Do we have anything else to add?
Yep. We're missing our Kentucky Derby ride for this.
I know. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Back to you, Pam. Don't forget, you can get our stack cooker as a hostess gift. You can get it free or half price, along with a lot of other of our beautiful products that we have for birthday month. So
many
thanks so
beautiful
much
products.
for joining us, everybody. Bye-bye.